It's about time, it's about time. Well, hello and welcome to the vlog. Thank you so much for your wonderful questions. I have lots to get through this week. I'll get onto those in just a moment. So what am I up to? Well, the copy edits for Anna Brown have gone in. They're all done. It was lovely working with a new copy editor who's brilliant, so that's been fantastic. I have seen a snippet of a draft idea for the cover. I can't show you yet because it's still going through all the process, but all I can say is get ready because it's gonna be gorgeous. It was completely different from what I was expecting. I'm really excited, so I can't wait to share that with you. So on to your questions. I have lots of lovely questions, so I'm going to be answering them over the next few vlogs. So don't worry if I don't answer your question this week, it means that I've got them coming up. So here we go. So first question is from Rebecca, who's Becca's Books. Hi Rebecca, how you doing? She says her debut novel is published this summer. This is very exciting. If you follow Becca's Books on Twitter, you'll find out all the details of it. It's very exciting. She's getting very excited, and rightly so, because when your book comes out, it's the most incredible feeling in the world. And she says, how do I cope with P-Day nerves? That's publishing day nerves. Somebody said wine. I think that's a good thing. I don't think the nerves ever go away. In fact, I think they get worse every year. If I'm honest, I think I get more butterflies every year with each new book, because I feel like I don't want to let people down and I want people to enjoy it, and people who've been waiting for it for a long time, I want it to be a great story for them. So it tends to be kind of worse every year. What I would say is make sure you celebrate. Because in the run-up to publication it gets so crazy. There is literally so much stuff going on. You know, you've got publicity stuff, you have blog tours, you know, all this stuff that you've dreamt about doing beforehand, and then suddenly you've got to do it in a really short time frame. So I would say my best advice would be make sure you go out and celebrate. You know, go into a bookshop and see your book there, or go out for a meal with friends, or you know, do something to celebrate. Buy yourself something to remind yourself of the book. So I mean, one thing I've got one of these Pandora bracelets, and with each new book I get a new little charm that reminds me of writing that book, which is actually really lovely then, because then it's kind of, you know, you feel like it's a proper celebration, and you can get so bound up in all the stuff that you forget to actually celebrate the fact that you have a book that is out in the world and you're a published author. So I hope that helps, and I will be watching with lots and lots of interest and lots of excitement to see your book coming out. So thank you very much for your question. Next question is from Simona Elena, who's Sky Dreamer Simi on Twitter. Hi Simona, thank you so much for your question. She's given me a couple of questions, so I'm going to answer one question this week and one question next week. And she said, how important are the characters' names and the title in your books, and how do you choose? Characters' names are really strange because they can kind of, I found in the past that they can kind of suggest the personality of the character. So I take quite a long time making sure that I get the right character name. I think that's important. And sometimes, it's only ever happened once where I had a main character who I changed the name of halfway through the first draft because it felt there was a different name that felt like it suited them better. And even then, that wasn't one of my protagonists. My protagonists have always known right from the beginning who my main character is. The person whose name I changed was Torrin, who was one of the romantic leads in When I Fall in Love. I can't actually remember what he was called before. I think it was Josh or Joel or something like that, and for ages that's who he was, and then suddenly I came across this name and I thought that's perfect for him. That works because it sounds like a torrent, you know, and the whole point is that him and Elsie argue all the time when they meet. So I changed it, and it actually changed the way that I wrote the character. It helped me to get inside the character. In terms of the title, I've had different experiences over the years. Some of my titles I've chosen, so titles like When I Fall in Love, It Started With a Kiss, Welcome to My World, they were all my titles. I'll Take New York was mine eventually, but we went round and round the houses to try and find a song title with New York in that fit the book. Fairy Tale of New York was not my title, and that was chosen for me. So I think, I do think titles are important in terms of having something that's memorable. The problem that you have is that you have a finite number of titles, and particularly when you're working with song titles, which is what mine invariably were, apart from the new book, which isn't, is that, you know, someone's already used it. So, for example, Take a Look at Me Now, which I've got to say, my 5th novel, I've got to say that it's actually the refrain from Have a Nice Day by Stereophonics, and it was only after I'd told everybody what the title was, everyone went, oh no, Phil Collins, and I thought, oh gosh, I never even thought of that song. So it can have, you know, positive and negative connotations. The people that hate Phil Collins will probably hate my book because they'll have that earworm going on while they're reading it. But yeah, the original idea that actually came from a publisher's was Take a Chance on Me. But Jill Mansell had already written a book called Take a Chance on Me, which is a brilliant title, and she'd already had it in a brilliant book that she wrote for it. But it's that kind of thing. It can be quite difficult to find something that stands out, that grabs people's attention, it gives an idea of what the book's about. For my new book, I'm really pleased that the publishers have gone with my title, Pam Macmillan have gone with my title, A Parcel for Anna Brown, because that's what the story is about. It's about a lady called Anna Brown who starts receiving mystery parcels, and I quite like it. It sounds a little bit kind of magical, a bit fairy story, you know, that kind of idea. So so yeah, and I hope that gives you an idea of what the book's about. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you very much for that, and I'll answer your next question next week. So last question for this week is from Lauren Riley on Facebook. Hi Lauren, thank you very much for your question. She wants to know, out of all of my books so far, which did I enjoy writing the most? Oh, that's like being asked to choose between, yeah, kids. I think the one that I've enjoyed writing the most to date is probably Fairy Tale, because Fairy Tale of New York was the first book that I wrote, and I wrote it over 8 years, and so I really got a chance to hang out with those characters, and for a long time that was my story. No one else had heard it, no one else knew what was going on, or you know, that knew that I was writing, and so it was kind of my personal secret story, and I think, yeah, I think that one's my favourite. But what I would say is that when I Fall in Love, I really loved, because it was a much deeper story than I'd been telling, and it was one that I really cared about, and I cried the most while I was writing that, but in a good way, because I really felt for the characters. And particularly there's a scene on the Eiffel Tower, those of you who've read it will know, where Elsie's listening to a certain piece of music, and every time I came to edit that, but through the different edits and look at it and, you know, make sure that it was all okay and read it out in the proof, I was in floods of tears, because I was really proud of that writing. So in every book that I have, there are things that I love about it. I think A Parcel for Anna Brown is the story that I've wanted to write for the longest time. I had the idea, gosh, about 3 or 4 years ago, and it just wasn't the right time to tell the story. And so when I knew that I was going to be moving publishers, it seemed the right time to do something to tell that story. I think I had grown as a writer to the point where I could tell that story, so I hope that, you know, that comes across in the story. So there we go, that's all the questions for this week. Thank you very much. Keep your questions coming in though, because remember, your questions make this vlog. So if you want to know anything, you know what to do. You can leave a comment in the box below this video, you can tweet me at Wordsmith, you can email me mirandawordy@gmail.com, and I will answer your question in a future vlog, and I will give you a shout out, as I have done for the lovely people who've asked questions this week. So there we go, have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.